What he has failed into is the political operatives that want to make this thing a political thing of hate, yet bigotry, and yet racism.
So there is this guy, his name, he goes by Minister Dominique Alexander. Now, from what anyone has figured out so far as I've seen, he's not an actual minister. He calls himself a social justice minister. That's not a real thing. He is apparently an attorney. He is now an attorney for Carmelo Anthony. Carmelo Anthony is the young man who stabbed Austin Metcalf in the heart and killed him. Died in his twin brother's arms. It's just unimaginable. We've showed you this tweet, so let me read this. It'll set us up here. This is from last week. Carmelo Anthony is safe at home. This moment is a reminder that a community united can never be divided. The journey ahead is long, but today we celebrate a victory for justice, for family, and for the power of people coming together to protect our youth. Thank you for everyone who stood with us. The fight continues, but tonight Carmelo is at home. Leave that up for just a second. I just don't even know what to say about this. Look, everyone has the right to a fair trial. Every citizen of America. I know that confuses certain senators from Maryland. Everyone has the right to a fair trial. Everyone has a right to defend themselves. Everyone has a right to a lawyer and all of those things. But with this line, the journey ahead is long, but today we celebrate a victory for justice. He killed a kid. Nobody's debating that. For family and for the power of people coming together to protect our youth. Well, our youth weren't protected because Carmelo Anthony right there murdered Austin Metcalf in cold blood. So then this video, I saw this, I think on Friday, there was a press conference that this social justice minister, Dominique Alexander, held for Carmelo Anthony. And Jeff Metcalf, who is the father of Austin Metcalf, who within 24 hours of his son being murdered in cold blood, he said that he basically exonerates this kid, right? Like he was just like, I'm not going to be angry at this kid. It's unimaginable. It's actually unimaginable that he could do that within 24 hours of his son being murdered, like forgave this murderer named Carmelo Anthony. Well, then on Friday, there was a press conference that this social justice warrior had, this Dominique Alexander guy had with Carmelo Anthony. And Jeff Metcalf, the father who forgave his son's murderer, showed up to the press conference and then listened to what this guy said about him. This is beyond the pale. There's almost nothing that I can say about this.
And all I'm going to say, so it don't be asked later, is that was disrespectful and just shows you all the character who is not invited. He knows that it's inappropriate to be near this family, but he did it. And so I say to people, actions speak louder than words. Okay? What he has failed into is the political operatives that want to make this thing a political thing of hate, yet bigotry, and yet racism. We have conservative operatives that have been posting nonstop about this case.
I'm actually almost speechless. I don't even know how to analyze that properly. That is one of the most evil, backwards things I have ever heard. The father shows up to the press conference. He wasn't attacking anybody. He wasn't screaming or anything else. He forgave that kid within 24 hours who murdered his son. This man has the gall to say it was disrespectful that he showed up, to impugn his character. He says that tells you everything you need to know about his character. It's inappropriate to be near the family. The man who forgave the kid for killing his son. Actions speak louder than words. Well, you're right. You got that one right. An action. You know what was an action? An action was stabbing his son in the heart. A word was saying, hey, you're actually sitting in the wrong section. An action was murdering the guy. And then, of course, he links it to bigotry and racism. I mean, this is, I'm telling you guys, this feels to me like the thing that they're going to do for the midterms. This case is going to just be running throughout the system, and people are going to take all sorts of crazy positions on this. And just remember this, they're going to make this like America's white supremacist state and blah, blah, blah. They're going to make this kid into a hero. They're going to somehow try to make the kid who is dead and the family the bad guys, which is exactly what that guy did right there. And actually there's more on that, again, from this fake minister, Dominique Alexander.
I asked, because these racist bigots try to prevent us from standing up for our baby, our boy, He should be afforded the same rights that Cal Rittenhouse had, Daniel Penna, and all of the people who have claimed whatever their defense was. He should be afforded the same right. Nobody in the public media has one video camera, but we got the video of Cal Rittenhouse with an AK-47 shooting 3 people in the back. We got that. And he raised more than $2 million publicly, and nobody said anything.
What do you mean nobody said anything? People were calling Kyle Rittenhouse a racist and a white supremacist and all of these crazy things. As a matter of fact, he sued CNN, didn't he? And he won millions of dollars from CNN for calling him those things. But you're right, actually, in some sense, you lunatic. Carmelo Anthony, the murderer in this case, he is deserving of the same exact rights as Kyle Rittenhouse and literally anyone who's accused of a crime. He is completely deserving of a free and fair trial and everything else. But it's not racist and bigoted to call out what happened. And by the way, if it happened the other way, you guys would be saying exactly the same thing. A guy on X, Chris Ball, and we did a double check on this, it actually is true. He wrote this. This is Carmelo Anthony. His lawyer is convicted felon child abuser in Texas, of all places. They think they can beat the system. Can they beat the people is the question. There's some pictures of Carmelo Anthony. Look, I don't even need to know what was going on with this kid before any of this. In some sense, it doesn't really matter, although there he is with a gun and giving the finger and whatever. In some sense, that doesn't matter. But the fact that this social justice warrior minister, who's not really a minister, yes, what was it in 2019, you said? 2009 was convicted of child abuse. Like, I just don't even know what to do with this. And here's Virtus, another ex-user posted this, which is super interesting. They went onto CNN and into the search page. And if you search Carmelo, spelled the way that he spells it, Karmelo, there are 0 stories about it right there. If you're tossing and turning at night or feeling on edge during the day, it might be time to try CBD from CB Distillery. Millions have already made the switch because it works. In fact, over 90% of customers report better sleep with CBD, but it's not just for sleep. CB Distillery has targeted formulas for stress, mood, focus, post-workout pain, and even CBD for pets. All made with clean, premium ingredients, no fillers, no junk. With over 2 million happy customers and 100% money-back guarantee, CB Distillery is the name to trust. And right now, you can save 25% off your entire purchase. Just go to cbdistillery.com and use promo code Rubin. That's cbdistillery.com, promo code Rubin.